However, there is another fly in the ointment regarding nearly all of the representative concentration pathways. As Dr. Watson said, they actually factor in a geoengineering solution called carbon dioxide removal, or CDR, whereby billions of tons of carbon are actually removed from the atmosphere and stored somewhere on Earth, either as some form of biochar or perhaps as living matter called biomass. But as is widely known, no such technology actually exists, and the research into developing it has been riddled with controversy, conspiracy, governmental inaction, misrepresentation, and a whole host of other inhibitors. The bottom line is that we are basing our collective future safety on this planet on pure science fiction.
If we want to sequester CO2 and make a difference, we have to sequester something which is a significant fraction of 35 billion tonnes per year. So what's a significant fraction of 35 billion? Let's say 20 billion tonnes. 10 billion tonnes even, let's make a start. 10 billion tonnes a year of carbon sequestration. We don't do anything on this planet on that scale. We don't manufacture food on that scale. We don't mine iron ore on that scale. We don't even produce oil, coal or gas on that scale. Iron ore is below 1 billion tonnes a year. How are we going to invent a technology from scratch, highly complicated technology, to the tune of 10 billion tonnes a year?
Deputy Director of the Tyndall Centre for Climate Change Research, Professor Kevin Anderson, said this in a recent interview.
It's also really important to note that we are already, when we are developing our emission scenarios, our ways of thinking about the future, virtually every single emission scenario that is aimed at meeting our climate change obligations that we sign up to internationally, so this idea of keeping the rising global average temperature to below 2 degrees C, virtually every single emission scenario that we've so far generated on that includes geoengineering. It assumes it automatically works. Now that's fine if one or two of the scenarios have that, but almost every single scenario has it. So already what we're finding is that geoengineering, even though it's still in a very experimental conceptual stage, that we are assuming it will work and we are embedding it in our scenarios, and from those are what we go on to advise policymakers from. So it is already having a really very pernicious effect in influencing what it is policymakers, what it is civil society, what it is that companies and other people who are not directly involved in the science understand about climate change. And if you talk to most of the policymakers, they're not aware that actually already in all of the advice they're getting from scientists, there's an assumption that we'll be able to suck the CO2 out of the atmosphere in the future.